What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. Everything's Terry. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe and smash that like button for me. You guys, I love horror, but I love my action movies too. And I was thinking of this and I said, man, I want to make a video discussing some of my favorite action scenes of all time. And so I'm gonna just some of them. I'm run across real quick because I don't want to give too much away, no spoilers. I don't want to be real vague with them because I want y'all to go and watch them. So I'm just gonna go through them real quick. And some of them I'm gonna cheat on. I'm gonna just say like it's multiple fights in the movies because some of these movies got like multiple fight scenes. And you will know when I name some of the movies because some of y'all have seen some of these movies. So let's get straight into it. First off, I'm gonna start with number one. I might do this number one through 10 or something like that, but I don't know. I might just name them. But the first movie I'm gonna mention is called Tiger Claws. You guys, it came out in 1992, and the actor's name was Cynthia Rothrock. She was like an action star back then, and she made a couple of movies that was pretty good. But this one actually starred Bolo Yeung in it, and Bolo Yeung was like the main villain in this movie, and it's like a karate action type movie. Those movies that came out in the 90s, like the Steven Seagal type movies, and this movie was awesome. Bolo Yeung was a big star back then, even in movies with like Bruce Lee and shit like that. So I think when it comes to Tiger Claws, I think it's a fight at the end that was real good. But in that movie, it was a bunch of scenes that was good. I just like the whole Tiger Claw style of Bolo Yeung. He one of my favorite villains in the 90s. And I think he was in the 80s too. But Bolo Yeung was a beast. So definitely make sure y'all check out Tiger Claws. Another movie that had one of my favorite action scenes was the original Mortal Kombat movie. Man, y'all remember when that Mortal Kombat movie first came out? That shit was lit. And my favorite fight scene in that movie was Reptile versus Liu Kang. Y'all know how that fight went when Reptile first flipped into the arena basically, and it said Reptile, remind you of the game. And Reptile was going hard. He was beating Liu Kang ass low key. Like I don't even gotta say low key. I was seeing that fight. If you ain't seen Mortal Kombat, watch that. That was a great fight, and it really set the tone towards the end of the movie because it was towards the end. Reptile versus Liu Kang, definitely on that list. Another movie I don't think a lot of people seen, but for all my fans of Chinese movies back then, I think this might have came out in the 80s, but it was called Chinese Super Ninjas. Out of all the movies on this list, this is one, and Tiger Claws too. But I definitely want y'all to check out this movie, Chinese Super Ninjas. It's about these I don't want to tell too much about the story, but at the end they basically got like the main the king of the ninjas, so to speak, that they gotta get to. But to get to him, they gotta go through 5 sets of ninjas. You got like the gold ninjas that blind you, then you got the water ninjas, you got the fire ninjas, the earth ninjas. You guys, and the ninjas that's going against them is basically this guy and his brothers. They got to get through all these different types of ninjas. They got different types of skills before they get to the main ninja. Man, water ninjas and all that shit, those was my favorite ninja slash karate movies back then. I like the cheesy ones too, like Three Ninjas and shit like that. But I love these karate movies back then that had the elements with it, like fire and water and shit like that. So Chinese Super Ninjas was definitely one. Man, out of all the movies on this list, this the one I want you to go watch tonight. Chinese Super Ninjas. It gotta be on streaming services somewhere, so check it out. Then this one, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna have to cheat with this one. I'm gonna go real fast on it because everybody probably know these movies. And it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, man. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, you had the scene where the Foot Clan start running about the sewer, and Michelangelo and Donatello and all them start chasing Ninja. Man, Ninja Turtles was the shit. Donatello was my favorite one because Donatello had that motherfucking stick, bruh. With the stick, you could like basically do anything with that motherfucker because you couldn't really like hurt motherfucker for real with it. Like it wasn't like Leonardo with the motherfucking swords and shit where you could end up slicing the motherfucker for real. And I guess with the Ninja Turtles, you couldn't really like show like no blood and shit like that because like kids used to tune into the Ninja Turtles. So with Donatello with the stick, he ain't even gotta slice you or nothing. He could headbutt you with the motherfucking stick and all that, whooping their ass with the stick. Go back and watch the Ninja Turtle movies. Donatello used to whoop the most ass because he could beat your ass with that stick and not cause to draw no blood or nothing. So it was easier for him to get away with like different moves and shit. But definitely the first Ninja Turtles Had a scene when they coming about the sewer. That was my favorite fight on that one. On the second one, it was in a little ooze lab. That ooze lab was crazy. That fight scene. And then a lot of people might, I know most of the world disagree with this, but Ninja Turtles 3 was my shit. Ninja Turtles 3 had a couple of fight scenes that I loved, and it was because of Donatello was whooping ass. When they had that scene on the beach when those guys was trying to fight him, Donatello was whooping ass in that scene. And then towards the end, when they was in the little dojo area, Donatello was whooping ass with that stick on that scene too. Bruh. The reason I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 movie so much is because my favorite Ninja Turtle was Donatello, and Donatello be whooping ass with that stick. I wish I could show y'all the on my little Amazon smock. I got a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Donatello pin right on my smock. That's how much I fuck with Donatello. But I'm going on too much about the Ninja Turtles, but definitely love the fight scenes on those. I had to cheat because it's a whole bunch to come with the Ninja Turtles. Y'all let me know down in the comments below what was y'all favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fight scene in all three of the movies, or even in the cartoon. This kind of cheap too, cause it ain't really. I guess it is fighting. They gotta fucking be fighting, but I'm going with Avengers Endgame. A lot of people like the other ones, some of the other ones better, but Endgame was my favorite because of the end. You know what happened at the end? I ain't gonna spoil it nothing in case you ain't seen it. But brother, see all the Avengers assemble. Bruh, come on, that shit was live, man. I ain't gonna say too much about it, but the whole fight scene, I literally put that movie in just to go to that scene. Because it's a long ass movie, let's be honest. But I go to that scene just to see that and relive that. But to see that shit in the theaters was crazy. Everybody loved that scene. And then Miss Marvel and that motherfucker. Oh man, that scene was crazy. My favorite scene on that part at the end on Endgame is when all the girls came down, like, and the girls started walking together, like, boom, boom, sister power. That shit was crazy. Helping Peter Parker out type shit, yeah. So shout out to Spider-Man, shout out to all my Avengers Endgame fans. That scene is definitely in there. Damn, let me move it along real quick. Man, coming up in the 80s and the 90s, one of my favorite action stars of all time was Steven Seagal. Bruh, y'all say what the fuck y'all want. Steven Seagal was a beast in the fucking movies. And my favorite Steven Seagal movie was Marked for Death. Man, the screw face fight, that scene in the mall when he was fighting the Jamaicans in the mall. Man, he had some badass scenes on fucking Marked for Death. I can't pick just one scene on that, but definitely check out Marked for Death, Steven Seagal, if you haven't seen it. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. And definitely has some of my favorite fight scenes. The Protector. Man, I can't really say what was my favorite fight scene in Protector. But if y'all seen the movie, that movie, The Protector, I forget the actor's name. Somebody let me know down in the comments below for The Protector. But he was a beast. He be jumping near you in the forehead. He always using them knee moves and shit. He was a fucking beast in this movie. Then towards the end, he fighting the big giants and shit. That was either on The Protector or Arbok. I definitely gotta mention. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but Arbok too. But The Protector and Arbok, man, it was some crazy scenes because this dude is a beast, man. I think he'd give Jet Li a run for his money. I ain't gonna perv. This motherfucker be jumping up in the air doing all types of crazy shit. So The Protector is definitely on that list. Another movie that had some of my favorite fight scenes of all time, and I gotta cheat on this one too and just say a bunch of them because it's Iron Monkey. If you ain't seen Iron Monkey, bruh, you gotta check it out. It got all types of unique characters. It got my boy, he like the big brute with the poison palm. And if he hit your ass with that palm, your ass is poisoned. It had my girl on there. She had the source and shit. She was a beast. It had the actual guy. I think he was called the Iron Monkey. He was a beast. Damn, I forget his name, man. I'm forgetting a lot of the classic fighters' names. But y'all let me know that in the comments below. What the name of the main character, what his name was in Iron Monkey. He famous. Everybody know him. I just can't fucking remember his name. But the Iron Monkey was the little kid. He had the long ponytail. He was a beast. He had that long ass stick, whooping their ass with that stick. He was a beast. You guys, the Iron Monkey had a bunch of fight scenes that was live. So I definitely had to put that on the list. Double Impact. Had my boy Bolo Young on that motherfucker again, and it had man, Double Impact had John Claude Van Damme in the storyline, he was basically playing himself, and he had a twin, so he was playing two characters. Man, it's a scene where he was fighting the assassin type girl in the dark, and he couldn't hardly see, and she had like fucking knives on her fucking heels, like kicking and slicing at his ass. Basically, if her fucking knife heels was to connect with his ass, she could cut his fucking throat. Like he had to fight her in the dark, but blind type shit. Then he had to fight Bolo Yeung's big ass. Like Bolo Yeung was a beast in Double Impact, so I definitely had to put Double Impact in there. It was a lot of fight scenes on there I love, and I definitely love Bolo Yeung in that movie. Bruh, definitely gotta go with that Yoda versus Darth Sidious in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Bruh, I wasn't even no Star Wars fan for real. Me and my brother played some of the games coming up because them games was live. If you know me, you know the Knights of the Old Republic. Star Wars game is one of my favorite games of all time. So I was a Star Wars fan as far as the games, but I didn't know nothing about the movies. One day I popped the fucking Revenge of the Sith movie in, and after I went back and watched the other ones, bruh, I couldn't even get into those as much. Because Revenge of the Sith has spoiled me, and it spoiled me so much because of Yoda. Yoda always been my favorite character, and in that motherfucking Revenge of the Sith, Yoda was fucking going off against Darth Sidious. Man, when Yoda first walked in, that shit be turned up right then and there. That was my favorite scene in the movie. Better than the other than Anakin and his the one guy fighting. It was better than that scene too, because it was like simultaneously they was both fighting, two fights going on at once. But bruh, that motherfucking fight was crazy with Yoda, so I definitely gotta put that on the list. Revenge of the Sith. The Kingsman, the Secret Service church fight. That church fight was crazy. I ain't gonna say too much about it, but if you ain't seen Kingsman, the Secret Service, bruh, you gotta check that movie out. It was a second one came out that was good too. I believe John Cena was on the second one, but the first one was my favorite, and the church scene definitely was up there. So definitely check that out. The Forbidden Kingdom with Jet Li versus Jackie Chan. Two of my favorite fighters and action movies of all time. Now, I wasn't the best fight ever. I was wishing they would have fought a little bit longer before they end up getting cool with each other in the movie. But it was, I had to put this on the list because it was like a dream come true to see Jackie Chan and Jet Li go against each other in the movie. So definitely had to put that scene on there. And then IP Man versus the Black Belts. That was a cool scene. And oh my goodness, man. IP Man had some great fucking fights, man. But when he went against those black belts, that shit was fucking ridiculous. So I definitely had to put that on there. Then we got the John Wick movies, bro. I ain't gonna say too much. Y'all know it's John Wick. The last John Wick that came out, you had old boy with that dog. Man, he was a beast. Man, John Wick got live characters and live fight scenes and everything. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. What was y'all favorite John Wick movie? And what was y'all favorite fight scene of all time? I might have to do a whole video on that because right now I gotta cheat. I can't name one. Bruh, I just gotta say I like a lot of them John Wick fights. Man, John Wick was a beast. So I'ma cheat and just say John Wick fight scenes, period, is on this fucking list. And then the Matrix scene, the subway showdown fight. Oh my god, the Matrix, bruh. The Matrix was good shit. So I definitely had to make sure I put that on this list. And then my final one that I want to put on this list is the Go-Go fight. Go-Go, Danny. Hello. Then she started frowning. Man, on Kill Bill. If you ain't seen Kill Bill 1 and 2, where you at, where you been? I gotta say that might be my favorite fight scene of all time just because how entertaining it was. Go come out with that weapon and you don't even know what the weapon is. She a unique type of character too, like, and then old girl was whooping up on everybody, like Black Mama whooping up on everybody, and then she come down and then you looking like, what the fuck she gonna do with that weapon? Then she showed up and showed out with that motherfucking weapon. Like Go is definitely one of my favorite characters of all time in an action slash fight movie. So I definitely had to put that first Kill Bill on here. Shout out to the actor who played Go. My goodness, she was a fantastic, man. Did y'all see that, man? Oh my Cause I ain't gonna say too much more about that, but definitely had to put go fight in there. That might be my favorite fight scene out of all the scenes I talked about on this video. But y'all let me know down below what's y'all top five fight scenes of all time. I might end up doing a video on that, like doing this all down, but I had to mention all these and I couldn't put like no numbers to it because it's like, bruh, it's too many of these motherfuckers and I hope I ain't fucking leaving none off, man. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I ain't leave nothing off because it was a bunch of good fucking scenes. I might have to do a part two or something, y'all, but definitely this is my list as far as now, but I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody have a good day. I'm Little T the Don, and I'm signing off. Peace.